hot stove is hotter than Megan Fox was in the first Transformers. What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another Major League Baseball recap video. These are the off-season editions of what I like to call MLB recap, so make sure you guys subscribe and stick around because we talk about baseball every single day. Less than 24 hours ago, pretty much, wait, where was I at? Yeah, less than 24 hours ago, about 9 o'clock yesterday, Gerrit Cole signed with the New York Yankees, and everyone thought that he was going to go to the Angels because if you guys are not familiar with Gerrit Cole, he played at UCLA. He was from the California area, but the one thing that everyone forgot was the fact that he was a lifelong Yankees fan, and that kind of played into the Anthony Rendon sweepstakes as well because everyone's thinking, you know, he went to Rice University, he's from Texas, there's no way that he is not going to go to the Rangers, but I got some news for you guys. All you Angels fans, I told you, I called it. Anthony Rendon just signed a massive deal. I'm going to go ahead and get it right now because I literally just got the report. Hold on, let me get my phone. Anthony Rendon is getting a 7-year, $245 million contract. We're going to talk about this really in depth. What this means for the Angels, what does this mean for the Nationals, what does this mean for every other team going forward. It's going to be a really fun video. Slap a like on this one, and let's see how much a year Anthony Rendon is going to be making. What's 245 divided by 7?
It's 35.
$35 million. Hey, Chasen, my younger brother, can you please make it to the league? You can buy me a Bugatti. Thanks, man. All jokes aside, I do want to congratulate all the Angels fans out there because it's got to be tough to be an Angels fan. You've had some really bad contracts in the last couple years. I can bring up a few of them right now if you want to, and they're not very great. We have CJ Wilson. He was really bad with the Angels. Josh Hamilton, one of the worst contracts in history when he signed with the Angels. He was so bad that they actually paid the Rangers to take Josh Hamilton back. We even have one of the worst in baseball history. Albert Pujols, $255 million for a 10-year contract. In my opinion, I don't think that Anthony Rendon is going to be on the same list as the guys that we have previously talked about because we're going to get into his stats. Anthony Rendon is one of the purest baseball players and hitters that I've seen in my lifetime. I'm 23 years old. I know a lot of you guys watching right now might be younger than me or older than me, so he might not fall in that same conversation. But considering the 2019 that Anthony Rendon just had, the Angels got so much better in literally the snap of a finger, so they had a Thanos move of their own, just like the Yankees had a Thanos snap, and they got a whole lot better. The Angels, while it is a really good move, they are not out of the thick of things just yet. They need to make a few more pitching changes. Otherwise, they're not going to be anything. They're going to be like Aaron Rodgers without a defense. I'm going to go ahead and read off the stats of Anthony Rendon, and then if you guys want to stick around till the end, I'm going to go ahead and end the video with the full highlight reel of Anthony Rendon, just so you guys are aware of how good this guy is, and also if you're a Nationals fan, just to kind of send off Anthony Rendon, you guys can really just take in how good he was. He delivered a World Series championship, so it's not like there's going to be bad blood like Bryce Harper leaving. And now that I think about it, yo, Bryce Harper and Anthony Rendon in back-to-back years are leaving the Nationals, so what does that say about their ball club? I'm not too sure. Again, he does have the World Series, so I doubt that he's really craving anything in DC. But speaking of 2019, he had a 6.3 WAR in 545 at-bats. He had a 319 batting average, 34 home runs. He led the National League with 44 doubles, 126 RBIs. And on top of that, the cherry on top is he had a 1,010 OPS, and he also played some pretty good defense as well. So if you really put it into perspective, this is a massive deal for the Angels and a lot of other ball clubs because they missed out on the best hitter in the free agent market, and in my opinion, the best hitter that we've seen in the last 4 to 5 years. Again, that's just my fuzzy opinion. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below. Do you think that Bryce Harper's the better hitter or Anthony Rendon or Manny Machado? In my opinion, it's kind of easy. Rendon. At first base, at the number 1 spot, I think you might have Tommy La Stella. Number 2, playing center field, you have Mike Trout. At the number 3 spot, you have Shohei Ohtani, who is going to be your DH. Next up, you have Anthony Rendon playing third base. At the number 5 spot, you have Justin Upton. Then that's followed by Brian Goodwin. Andrelton Simmons, Max Stassi, and then David Fletcher. You can kind of interchange all those guys. Now, the thing is, I'm not sure where Albert Pujols is going to fall into this mix because you still have David Fletcher, who broke out in 2019, so you have to play him somewhere. Anthony Rendon is going to man the third base position. Where are all these guys going to play? Shohei Ohtani, is he going to play more outfield because Pujols still has to get his at-bats as well? His contract is not over just yet. But if you guys have any disagreements, let me know in the comment section down below. But it does not mean that the Angels are going to be great going forward. And the reason why I say that, I brought it up a few minutes ago, Think about Aaron Rodgers a few years ago. He was the best quarterback, the best talent that we've seen in league history, but his team could not get past the first round or the second round and sometimes even get into the playoffs, and that was because they had no defense. Having Anthony Rendon and Mike Trout on your squad is like that situation. What are you going to do with pitching? Yes, they just traded for Dylan Bundy. Yes, they are in talks right now to try and acquire Carlos Carrasco or Corey Kluber. But as an Indians fan, take it from me, Corey Kluber is not the same pitcher that he was, especially considering he missed practically all of 2019 with a broken forearm. That does not sound like a great recovery process, and I don't know if he's going to come back and be Kluber. You know, he's a two-time Cy Young Award winner. I'm hoping that he does as an Indians fan, because if we keep him, that's going to be key for us making the playoffs and trying to beat the White Sox and the Twins. But if you're an Angels fan, let's say that you do acquire him, I think that is going to be a perfect step in the right direction. The only thing is, which Corey Kluber are you getting? Are you getting Kluber, or are you getting past his prime? Hasn't been great in the playoffs and also hasn't been great the last season and a half. That's just my opinion. I've really watched Corey Kluber a lot. He is one of my favorite players. I met him at spring training. The dude is laser focused. He's dialed in. He says nothing to no one ever. There's no jokes, not even in spring training. He wants to be the best pitcher possible. So if you get him, pray with everything that he's back to being Corey Kluber, because if you can get Rendon, Trout, and Corey Kluber all locked up for the next couple years, you have something. But aside from that, really, you're just the Packers and Aaron Rodgers with no defense. And I'm sorry if that is a little bit harsh. It's just reality. Guys, before we talk about how this affects the rest of the league, I want you to let me know if you're an Angels fan or just a casual baseball fan, what do you make of the move? 7 years, $245 million. The Angels just gave Anthony Rendon at a cool $35 million a year. It's a lot of burritos. That's a lot of extra guacamole that you don't have to think about. But yeah, let's talk about how this affects all the other teams. So right off the bat, the first team that it does affect is the Nationals, because they just lost their starting third baseman. He was key in the World Series, I believe. I could be wrong. No, I'm right. Yeah, he hit a home run off Zach Greinke and Clayton Kershaw, both massive home runs to put his team in a position to win, whether it was the NLCS or the World Series. He was clutch. I think he had 6 or 7 RBIs in the World Series. I'm surprised that he did not win World Series MVP, just like Juan Soto, but then again, Steven Strasburg, he was pretty elite. But like I said, the Nationals, they're in the hunt now for a new third baseman. Is that going to be Josh Donaldson? I think so as well. One player that I do want to mention that I think would be pretty productive as a Washington National is Maikel Franco. He's had some ups and downs in his career. He was just non-tendered by the Philadelphia Phillies, so I think that him in a Nationals uniform, it would somewhat soften the blow of Anthony Rendon's offense, but like at 20%, because he's nowhere near Rendon. And then obviously another team that this does affect is the Texas Rangers. They have been trying to fill the third base void ever since Adrian Beltre left. I do think that they have a superstar in Joey Gallo, or maybe a superstar in the making if he can stay healthy, but they lack that one true through and through superstar, and Anthony Rendon would have been coming back home. You know, he'd be showing up in a limo with the song, "I'm Coming Home." No, he's not. He's going to LA. But what does this mean for Josh Donaldson? He is now the most coveted free agent that I can think of. If you guys can, pull anything out of your butts, let me know as well. But Josh Donaldson, is he going to go to the Nationals? Is he going to go to the Rangers? I think that honestly, Josh Donaldson to the Rangers in the same lineup as Willie Calhoun and Nick Solak, their new second baseman that they acquired, and then you have Joey Gallo and then all the other guys. Him to the Rangers, it's going to rain a lot. He's going to have that umbrella out a ton. And aside from that, I don't really know who else it affects. The Yankees, they got their guy. The Angels, they're on their way to assembling a team that somewhat looks like a playoff squad. Again, they are a few pieces away. I think that if they can maybe get Hyun-Jin Ryu, that would be the final piece to the puzzle. Hansel Robles was a great bullpen pitcher, so that one more starting pitcher to add to the mix of, you have Ryu, you have Shohei, you have Bundy, maybe Corey Kluber. I think that 1 through 4 punch, that would be pretty solid, and I think that that could carry you to the playoffs. Although the A's, I'm not sure how good they're going to be in 2020. The Astros, they just lost their first or second, it's kind of like 1A and 1B pitcher in Garrett Cole. So the Astros, they're not going to be as formidable. But then again, there's talks that they might acquire Luis Castillo and then trade away Carlos Carrasco. So there's so much that can happen. That's going to do it for me. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below. What do you make of this signing? Do you think the Angels are going to be relevant? Do you think they're Aaron Rodgers without the defense? I truly think that unless they get Ryu or Kluber, it's kind of a waste of money. But that's going to do it for me. Enjoy the Anthony Rendon highlights. If you're a Nationals fan, I'm really sorry. As an Indians fan, I can kind of relate because all the rumors are saying that Francisco Lindor is not going to be an Indian pretty soon. So I'm preparing for that. I'm sorry, Nationals fans, but also congrats, Angels fans, and enjoy your brand new third baseman.
Slapping it left side, Rendon pops up, throws him out. Left side and through for a hit. Turner's going to get the wave in. Winker juggles. He'll have no chance.
That ball labeled for the gap in right center. It's going to one-hop the scoreboard. Turner home. Eaton right behind him. Bob Henley waves him. And it's a 5-2 ball game. He got a breaking ball. He hit it high and deep to center. See you later.